Oh, they can't hear me, Sean.
Here we go. Can you?
Hello, hello,
Hello,
hello,
hello.
hello. Can you hear me? Can we try this again?
Yeah, we have a failed producer behind the board.
All right.
It's me right here. So
It's
um,
okay. You
let's
do
run it.
everything else, so we'll keep you on, dude.
Here. We'll run it back. You ready?
All right.
There we
Let's
go.
try this again. What's going on, everybody? I'm Marcus, and
I'm
Sean, you want to do it
Sean.
again?
Yeah.
Sean. Okay, cool. And welcome back to this week's edition of Legion of Geeks. This past Saturday, if you guys weren't with us, we were at DC Fandome, and it was awesome. From start to finish, we started at 10 o'clock in the morning and finished about, what time did it end, dude? Like 2 o'clock? Went from like
I
10 to
think
2 or
so.
something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. Like probably just past 4 hours. So it was pretty nuts, man.
4 hours straight. We got so much stuff that came at us from DC. DC's doing big things. Super pumped about everything that they're doing right now. But the main whole event of the whole thing was this Batman trailer that came out.
And
Dude.
they made us wait a good probably 3 hours 45 minutes for this thing. So it was and it actually was worth the wait, bro. We got a lot to talk about today.
I know. I can't wait to go over it. We got the first Batman trailer last year at the 2020 DC Fandome, and that one was incredible. I wasn't sure what to expect. Matt Reeves, though, he's an awesome director. He did all the Planet of the Apes stuff. He did Cloverfield, the first one, and I really like that movie a lot. But just he's got a really good style, and just his cinematography is always really good. Really, really awesome writer, good scripts. So when he was tapped to do this new version of Batman, I was pumped, right? And so when it came out last year, the trailer, I've probably seen that thing like 750,000 times. Watching everybody's reactions to it, just being generally over the top excited. And so this was like the main thing this year. Been counting down the days. This movie's been delayed so many times, and we finally got this trailer on Saturday. And I probably have seen it more times in the last few days than I care to admit, like an embarrassing amount of times. But we're gonna go over it today, break it down scene by scene, let you guys know what we think. Super pumped to get to it.
Yeah, and real quick for disclaimer. So I am, have been Marvel through and through, growing up and stuff, but I am catching up quick, dude. So like we talked about on Fandom, I didn't see Zack Snyder's Justice League. I didn't see a lot of DC, but over the weekend, bro, I think you'd be proud. I watched Zack Snyder's Justice League in the gray
Yes.
version. Saw the actual first of the Snyderverse, the Superman, Zack Snyder's Superman, and then
Yep.
also last night just finished up Batman vs Superman, the Dawn of Justice,
For the
dude.
first time?
Yeah, for all that for the first time, dude. So
No way.
I'm ready to go. I'm pumped. I'm caught up to this new Batman. This is a completely new take, even beyond that. So, and I will say, dude, Ben Affleck was pretty good, man. He's been pretty good. But I'm looking forward to this Robert Pattinson.
Dude, I wasn't even sure if I would like any other Batman after Ben Affleck because he was just like comic book perfect, like ripped out of a comic book, to play this really tortured version of Batman. And ironically enough, I feel like after watching this trailer, we're gonna get an even more tortured version of him, because he's still early in his years. This is only year 2 for this movie, so pumped, dude.
Yeah.
Let's get into it. The way that we'll do this, we're just gonna go. I guess we'll do scene by scene, and just we'll give you guys all our thoughts on it.
Yeah. I got quite the list. So let's get into it. All right.
Let's do it. Can't wait to watch it for the millionth time. So like right off the bat, dude, I love I just love the way that it looks. It almost has like like a grounded, realistic version of from the Nolan films, the Nolan Batman films. But the thing that like differentiates and makes it different is like the neon blue color, that small like sliver of like comic book color.
Yeah.
The red in the top left corner. It just gives it a really nice blend of kind of realism, but this cool, stylistic, like comic book sort of vision for it.
Yeah, and 100%, dude. Let me just back it up here. I actually went beyond my first note. Just, dude. So I got a theory about this whole movie. You know, as one does. You know, when you're watching this shit like 10 million times in a row. Bro, and I feel like they started this off. You know, I got to go back and kind of really take a look and take notes about the first trailer. But this one, they started off like, and it kind of fuels my the beginning of my theory, because I developed it and then I went back and rewatched it with that in my mind, and I'm like, bro, everything is pointing towards one thing. So just off of this shot, so do you remember a painting of like a rainy out cafe, like a night cafe? It's like a classic painting.
Yes.
Yeah, people probably saw it in school and shit. So the painting itself is actually called Nighthawk, which is a huge clue to where I'm going. And it's actually by this guy named Edward Hopper, which, you know, the first character that gets revealed right here, his name's Edward. You know, he's, if you guys don't know, this first character is the Riddler that gets revealed. We'll see it here in a second. But so it's a Nighthawk painting. You know, it's classic, and it's thought to capture the incarnation of the existential art. So it's the very beginning of existential art, which means it's kind of capturing the alienation and loneliness of like modern like city living. So I think alienation and being lonely and like super, you know, it's freaking raining on top of it. So I think this kind of sets up the whole film.
Totally. Just that he's by himself. He's like, you can see him from here. He's the only dude sitting in there.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's raining, and it's just kind of, he's just by himself. He's like inside of his own little world, his little capsule inside there.
Dude,
floating away.
Yeah, and just to hit it on the head, you know, what I think is happening here, we can roll it forward. He's not hiding, dude. He's in plain light. The rest of the Gotham is in the dark. He's waiting for them, and the way he puts his hands up immediately, he only puts one up. I feel like he's more so asking a question. He's prepared for this.
Yeah. Oh, dude, there's 100%. His goal is to get caught. His goal is to get caught. Obviously, as we come up on the teacup here, or the coffee cup, it's revealed, the slow reveal. It's the Riddler? Question mark. That makes you feel like if you just pause it for a second, dude. Like, did he go and like make that art himself? You know, put the finger in there and just like make the question mark.
I know, dude. That's some serious skill, dude. Like, I was a barista. I was a barista for like a minute. And like, that shit's hard, bro. Like, so to be able to control that, I'm like, okay, yeah, you're definitely a serial killer.
Can you go back a little bit, dude, when the cops are like slamming his face on the table?
Yeah. Let me see a little further.
So push pause right there.
Yeah.
So did you notice this? I didn't notice it the first time, but see he's the only person that's clear. And in the background, everybody's a little fuzzy. It's got like this dream trancy sort of feel to it, right? Where they're slightly out of focus, but he's not. He's the only person that's not. I found that to be really interesting.
Dude, yeah. This thing is shot so well that like everything is extremely intentional. So I think this quite
sides.
What's that?
With like the ketchup and the mustard. Look at the side. See how it's bent? It's almost warped. Where it looks like a circle, like a fishbowl.
100%, dude. And this actually, you know, I didn't catch this the first time, but I really think he's going to be the major focus of this film. So I think this might literally, you know, be foreshadowing that. So
yeah, that's awesome.
Let me see. And and just as we finish this scene, so this thought of being, you know, the serial killer being caught, he's anticipating being caught. Dude, this throws it back to some of my favorite films, like Seven, and Hannibal, and I really think that's how this film's gonna go, where it's you know, killer get caught and he's got, you know, clues and traps, even though he's already caught and on the inside and not thought of as an immediate threat. He's
Right.
got this crazy elaborate plan, dude. And I really hope they go that way because I love that shit. I love those movies like that.
Dude, yeah, even calling back to The Dark Knight for the Joker when he planned to get caught too. There's just, there's no way that they're just gonna sit there and let themselves get caught unless they
Dude,
wanted to get caught.
dude, and the biggest thing about this opening scene, and this, also goes back to him being the main focus, Batman's not there. Batman's not working with the cops, dude. So it's
Nope.
like either they're because you said it's based on like a year two Batman, so like their trust, the Commissioner Gordon and cops trust of Batman just isn't developed yet. And I honestly think like this is going to be a theme where the cops aren't sure if Batman's fucking psychopath like on the bad side or a psychopath on the good side. So
Totally. Especially because most of the cops at this point are all corrupt. At this time before he starts taking them out and working
yeah,
really closely with Gordon to get them to like weed out the bad ones. So
exactly, dude.
most of them could be scared because they feel like their time of being corrupt is coming to an end pretty soon. And so
Exactly.
yeah, either bad people don't like him because they're scared that he's gonna take them out, or good people are just scared because he's just in general a scary figure.
It's fucking terrifying, dude. All right, let's roll it.
Fear.
Dude, so look at that right there, the bat signal. I
Bro.
love that it's fucking just a bunch of
Fear.
pieces of scrap metal just jammed inside the light to give the impression of a bat. It's not a perfect like how it normally is for all the movies that we see. It's not just his logo, just like perfect, like a what is it, like a laminate just on it or something. But
Yeah, like a die
literally
cut.
just yeah, just jamming scrap metal into it. I thought that was awesome.
Bro, and that's honestly, they're if I'm right, I feel, and if we're right, that it's like the very beginning, like they're foreshadowing all over the place. Like this is an unestablished bat signal.
Totally
Like it's
amazing.
just fucking jamming it in there. And then if we go forward just a tad,
Yeah, like right there.
it's a building under construction, bro.
Yes.
Just like their relationship. Like
Yeah,
there's
isn't that wild?
yeah, there's
I'm so glad you brought that up because I saw that too, and I was like, well, again, like how early in their relationship it is. That's not the bat signal's not at the police station yet.
yeah,
It's they have to put it in some random place in a building that's under construction, and you hit it right on the head, dude. Just like their relationship, right?
yeah.
They're gonna have to build it up from scratch.
Yeah, dude, and it's not even on a ceiling of like a not a ceiling, but a rooftop,
Right.
dude.
I love that
And-
shot, dude.
Yeah, so fucking clean. And
When that light
Let's
hits the
see.
sky.
so his, he sees that, and like somehow, it's not even a clean silhouette, which
Right.
just I think is awesome because that plays up that we're not going to be seeing a clean and refined Batman. He's not
Sure.
there yet.
Yeah.
Let me see. I'm checking my notes, by the way. Yeah, so all right, we got it covered. Just unpolished and sloppy was kind of the way I put it, and I think that's gonna be our Batman for a bit here.
Yeah. Yeah, and dude, as you play through the scene, you hear Rob
When that
Pattinson
light
narrating
hits the sky.
kind of what he's thinking, and that's gonna like one of the huge things that I'm really most excited for is in all the comics and the graphic novels, the big thing is Batman is always his internal dialogue makes up of most of the story. Everything that he talks about, it's all inside. You see on a when you have the thoughts in comic books and it's kind of just up here, it's not in the speech bubble, but it's just like words inside of a square for the people that are just thinking to themselves. And he's so brilliant in the comics and he's such a good detective. And we don't ever really see that played out on screen. In all the film adaptations, it's just kind of, they show him for a few minutes here, a few minutes there, like working with gadgets and piecing things together quickly. But it'll be really awesome to hear kind of himself going through the process of trying to figure out and piece together clues. That's so cool, and that was one of the things I was really most excited about for this.
Yeah, same here, dude. We've never really gotten Batman as a detective. Like it's always been probably like 80% action, 20% detective work.
Totally,
So
dude.
and that falls into that possibility of it being like Seven or Zodiac or Hannibal, where the guy's already caught, and so you got to do all this work of like, okay, why wasn't that easy? What the hell's going on for real?
Yeah.
But yeah, we can let this scene play out, and then yeah, I'll let it play all the way through, and then we can go back and scroll through and talk about it, because it's kind of weird and fucked up. So we can go through.
It's not just a call.
That's such a sick shot. Cinematography is awesome.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
It's always raining apparently.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Downpouring. All right, so that's like that whole thing right there is just
insane. Just to back it up from the beginning.
yeah, go ahead, dude.
Yeah, so right here, bro, like this shot, the first time I saw it, I was like, okay, you know, they're gonna show us like his view, but then I was like, bro, he's like in another car, just being a straight up creep, like watching. You know what I mean? Like he's watching these
like
people.
Like a shark, like Jaws.
Yeah,
like, you know, just like kind of lurking in the background.
Dude, sharks are a perfect reference because he's like stalking them, dude. Yeah. Again, hitting back on the Nighthawk thing, he's kind of being like more like a hawk, like a bird of prey. He's not really, you know, he's not really going after justice or some wrongdoing. These are just kids with face paint on the bus, bro. And like, as this goes on, you know, like he followed
Shark
them.
rising out of the water, you know?
He fucking followed him, bro, out of the train or whatever.
And then yeah, they all just like they have this look on their face like, holy shit, like what is that?
Yeah, dude. And it's potential that they're, you know, Penguin Gang, but as you'll see as this scrolls on, I think there's a sign in the background that even says Halloween, so it could literally be fucking trick-or-treaters, dude. Or those kids are too old to trick-or-treat and they just kind of roam the streets.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that were like, oh, the Joker, like the Joker's going to be in this movie. I don't think that's a Joker stuff at all. I think it's just, like you said, and I've also like, because like this movie has been screened for, it's like a private screening, like a test screening, an audience screening. Mm-hmm. And one of the things from people, or from somebody, they posted on Twitter, they were just saying that this movie takes place during Halloween. And like you were just saying, you saw it on the back that it said Halloween. So they're probably just thugs, you know, just dressed up or just got paint on their face. Yeah, I think it's just gonna show. This will just be a scene that kind of sets up and shows like how he deals with low level criminals on the street.
Yeah,
and apparently very very violently. He's pretty aggressive on this thing.
Yeah, and you know, like you were saying, it's always fucking raining, so that's got to be the rain's got to mean something. And I think it was in 7 where it was constantly raining in the outdoor scenes, and it was to really drive home just how dark and how like nasty just like cities can be. You know, they're just grimy. Let me see.
Especially Gotham.
Yeah, dude. And Soxon goes
over. From an overall cinematography standpoint, that's such a cool shot too, just showing him from the back, just kind of rising from the floor.
Yeah. After
everybody's
watching
taking
these
a step
children.
back.
It's a warning.
Oh, dude, and then the next thing. So his suit is straight up bulletproof. Like he's wearing some armor because it just doesn't even phase him.
Yeah. And
it keeps coming after him.
And check out these gauntlets he's got. So I'll touch a little bit on that later, but just a nice little detail that like this Batman is not like, we've never seen shit like that like on Batman.
Yeah, it looks awesome. I don't even know what that is, dude. It looks like Apple pencils, you know.
He's ready to draw 10 portraits at the same time. We'll let it pour.
So yeah, he gets blasted, and then that's so sick, dude. Like it reminds me of the Arkham game. In the gauntlets, he's got the like those tasers built in, or like shot gloves built in, and you're just able to shock thugs. That's exactly what that is, and just shocking the shit out of him.
That could be what the gauntlet is, dude. It's just a fuck ton of like AA batteries like taped together.
Yeah,
shock gloves.
Exactly what it is. Look at the aggression in his face too. He like really wants to hurt that person bad.
Yeah, he's fucking done.
I love that they never show Paul Dano's face
Yeah,
in this whole trailer,
yeah, and
or in the
this,
first one from last year.
yeah, dude, it's a nice detail. You know, but we can tell he wears glasses. And you can see, you know, he his build is like a mild mannered dude.
I've been trying to reach you. Find the gun!
And then, dude, again, like with his some people, they were really calling for this iteration of Batman to have white eyes because the first people really want white eyes on him because
Yeah.
that's just the way it looks in the comics. But dude, so what I've seen from this is Rob Pattinson he's acting you through his eyes, and you can really like he's conveying a lot of emotion just in that like in that shot. His eyes are just you don't get a lot of real estate to try and
Yeah,
be able to act when you have a mask on your face, and so you have to use your eyes to act through that. And he looks genuinely pissed off, just really, really, really aggressive.
100%, dude. And yeah, you don't have real estate. You got a lot of shit working against you. Like you got the brows, you know, the furrowed brows built in. And you got to keep a straight face, dude. Even if Batman jokes, like his face is always straight.
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne, which is like the real fake who
Yeah.
Batman really is, the Bruce Wayne smiles and jokes. So
Totally.
Batman's always got to have this seriousness. And there was a detail here. I thought they zoomed in, but I think it was just me zooming in and being creepy. But I don't know if I can do this. Let me see if I can do this real quick. But if we can zoom in, enhance. Let me see. So his shirt actually says, oh, great. Okay, the video's not getting bigger. But his shirt, see if I can go back. It's actually for a hospital. So it's not even like Arkham Asylum. It's not even there we go. You know, it's not prison, it's not an asylum, it's a straight up hospital. So I feel like that leads to him like either getting a plea deal for like, but insanity would be asylum. So I'm like, why is he jailed up hospital? And after some Google work, so this hospital is actually the same one, and I wonder if it's tied, but it's actually the same one as Joaquin Phoenix's Joker.
No shit.
Yeah, it's the one where Joker goes. I don't think it's, you know, because he's in an asylum, but it's the one he goes for like his mom's records or some shit.
Yeah.
So, bro,
It's
I'm
interesting that they have like a little like a lift gate. He's like, you know, so it feels like a prison,
like, yeah,
but that's probably reserved for special fucked up people like him.
it's fucking weird, man. So I just thought that was a weird little detail and choice.
That is a
But
good one.
this hell
But-
reminds me of Hannibal Lecter too in Hannibal.
Dude, I wonder if it's gonna be something like where he's got traps set up throughout the city, and like he's clearly in jail, so they've already been set in motion, and
Yeah.
Batman like has to talk to him to try and figure out what's going on. He has to play his game in order to save people and figure stuff out.
That's exactly what I'm thinking, dude. Because you mentioned on Saturday, you were saying you know, you read somewhere that people are thinking it might be like Saw. So
Yeah, like
it's
Jigsaw.
yeah, it's right in there with those movies, dude. I'll let it play
Totally.
a little bit longer.
Trying to reach you. Find the gun!
Bro, and him not flinching means he fucking
Yeah.
anticipated this shit. So this is part of the plan too.
And he said, "I've been trying to reach you,"
Yeah.
and so obviously his plan was to get caught by him. This was the only way he was gonna get his attention,
Yeah.
and yeah, he was waiting for him.
And I think trying to reach him through those fucking clues, dude.
Yeah.
So let's play. Bro. I think this is the first one, but notice how many overhead shots are and like way up.
Yeah,
So,
really,
I'm-
really high up.
I'm thinking
That's-
that it happens quite a few times in this little trailer, dude, and I'm like, bro, like it's got to be, you know, that we have the Nighthawks painting, we have him stalking like a fucking bird of prey.
Yep.
And we got all these fucking you might know where I'm going by now, but we got all these like bird's eye view shots that are like way up above.
Yep.
I don't know if you had anything.
I actually don't know where you're going.
Oh, sick.
I think
Okay.
you're giving me too much credit here.
Okay, perfect, dude.
I'm not sure where you're going yet, but it'll be good. I can't
What-
wait to see where you're going.
And disclaimer, I did a fuck ton of research. So when I dive into shit, I dive into shit deep. So I haven't, I didn't grow up with DC Comics, so I fucking looked for anything and everything that could have been a inspiration behind this. So
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. What do you think of his Bruce Wayne look?
it's fucking interesting, dude. That was one thing I was worried about. Because when you have these dual characters, you can get like a hella good Batman and like a weird Bruce Wayne, or like dude, George Clooney, great Bruce Wayne, horrendous Batman, dude.
Yeah. To his like credit, he's a good sport about it, and he's always. What do they say? Like they ask him, what do you think about the new Batman? I think it was recently, and he was just like, dude, I think it's great. He's like, again, I'm sorry to everybody that I fucked this whole thing up for everyone when I did mine. Just
Dude.
just acknowledging how terrible it was.
Yeah.
It was awful, man. That whole thing was just. I mean, everybody brings it up, but like, come on, the nipples, like the nipples that could cut glass on that suit.
Dude,
And
yeah.
like that was the thing when people were sitting in the writing room and they showed him the suit and they were like, "What do you guys think?" And they're like, "Yep, that's the one."
Add
I don't
nipples.
know who those people were, but fuck you guys.
Yeah,
Basically.
but that whole era was meant to sell like Burger King and Taco Bell like collaboration toys and fucking cups,
Totally.
souvenir cups. But yeah, dude, it'll be interesting. I'm not too sold on his Bruce Wayne look and feel yet. He looks like a grimy detective for sure.
He does.
But in all seriousness, I'm thinking of it as Bruce Wayne the billionaire. So this is a very young, young in the story. So he could not he maybe he doesn't know the Bruce Wayne billionaire side yet. Maybe he is just gritty detective and then psychopath Batman. So
everything I've gathered from the movie is just that he spends pretty much the entire movie being Batman. And because that's who he feels like he is, and that's who he is comfortable with, that's what he relates to, and it's almost like a chore for him to go out and be Bruce Wayne because he feels like that's his mask, and that's the way it's always been in the comics. But I guess this will be taken to a crazy degree just because he doesn't want to be this person, and you can see it on his face right there. It looks like he just hates his life. He doesn't want to be there. He'd rather be in his he'd rather be Batman and doing things at night.
100%. He doesn't want to be in the daylight and shit.
Like his whole thing, and they were bringing it up too. Like, I think he was mentioning something in an interview. Like if you look closely at his eyes, he's got these dark circles under his eyes because he doesn't sleep. He just looks rough. Like you said, just grimy, right? Like he's been having late nights, obviously.
Yeah.
But just taking that whole idea of like if you were out every single night, beating criminals to a pulp, like what would you look like the next day? And I don't even know how you'd be able to play that off. I mean, you would just look terrible.
Yeah, exactly.
If you
dude.
took a knife in the side, or got shot in the chest, and then you have to go the next day and try and pretend like everything's fine.
Yeah,
like you wouldn't be able to walk, and it's crazy.
Yeah, dude, and he's being forced. I think this is the funeral of I think the first victim that we saw in the other trailer, where it was I forget who the victim was, but basically, the guy who was taped up. I want to say maybe it was the mayor.
Yeah, I think it was, or somebody running for the mayor.
Yeah.
I think his name was Coulson.
Okay. Yeah. So, I'm pretty sure this is gonna be the funeral of that guy. And like we said, he looks like he doesn't want to be there. I think he's being forced to be there. Because I think a clue, if my theory about this being like 7, I think the clue is forcing him to be there. He thinks this is gonna be the setting of the next strike. And let me just go forward. And again, it's still fucking raining. But
there we go.
Yeah.
Look at that shot, dude. The one right before that.
Shit.
Maybe let it play from there.
Riddler's the match.
You know which one I'm talking about, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there. That's also, again, that's ripped straight from a comic book. That's just exactly what their relationship is. Just the silhouette of them and the cities behind them, and they're standing on top of a rooftop. Yeah. Actually, if you look all the way to your right, that looks like the bat signal. I think they're in the same place.
It's definitely got to be the same place, dude. It's under construction. 100% believe that's the bat signal. The other nice thing to note here too, is the lighting. It's like, okay, Gotham's, it's either a sunrise or sunset. They're in the pure dark, and so far everything has been gritty and stiff and just shapeless. And then Selena Kyle, fucking Catwoman, super curved, super sleek.
Profile. Yeah.
And like I was gonna show here. So like everybody else is in the rain. She's stepping into the rain.
Yeah.
She's super clean. Like everybody else is gritty and grimy so far.
Care of myself.
So I think that's gonna be a huge contrasting point. I feel like they're gonna follow the storyline of where she's like, like one of the gangsters, one of the elite's
Right.
like daughters. So I feel like it's gonna be more about the corrupt elite. She's coming from this elite family who's not in the rain, who's not, standing outside, getting beat to shit by Batman, but they're all clean. They look clean. They're dry. Let's go forward. Yeah, and see, every shot of her, she's clean and not in the rain for some fucking reason. So it's got to be a reason, dude.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
Let me just
Shit, I think she's gonna be awesome as Catwoman.
100%, dude. She's
The way
got
that
the
they
look.
talk to each other too. Well, you don't hear him talking to her; she talks to him this whole trailer. But you can see, and I think there's another shot later on in the trailer, but you can just see like the chemistry that they have right away without even just through a trailer.
Yeah.
And it's only one-sided so far in terms of conversation. So that's gonna be a really good relationship to see, because like that's just how it's always been. And I don't know that we've gotten that really. I mean,
Yeah.
kind of, but this is gonna be. I feel like this is gonna be the most accurate.
100%, dude. I feel the same way.
He adores her, but he can't. They can't be together.
Yeah. And if you notice too, as soon as she starts coming into this trailer, dude, there's all of a sudden there's daylight, there's sunrise or sunset, but it's changing. Like it's there's some light coming in. So we can
Yeah, that's a good call. That's a great shot too, man.
Bro.
That's a really
Bro.
Yeah, I guess
So I had to look up because I did not believe that this was Colin Farrell, dude. And I remember being shocked, when it was announced, but I completely forgot. And then I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. Yep. That makeup team, they should win an award or something. Man, that looks nothing like him.
Yeah. And say, dude, once again, look at how fucked up he is. Like, super gritty, super messed up. But, he is on the dry side and he is inside. And he's fucking facing the sun, dude. So it's like, I don't know if this is portraying like Batman, seeing like, after beating the shit out of those kids that are just trick-or-treating, like maybe he's seeing like, okay, like there's possibly some good in Gotham, or maybe not all bad is in the dark. I don't know what this means, but I feel like it means some shit.
Yeah, it's a very showing it from behind him again, and like that's a really cinematic shot too.
Yeah.
It's
comic
awesome.
Comic book for sure.
It won't be long before you've nothing left.
Bro.
First look at Alfred, and yeah, Alfred's face is fucked up,
dude.
Everybody's just all messed up.
Everybody is messed up, dude. Except for Selena Kyle.
Yeah, this is a really like super. I mean, I hate using the word dark because everybody uses it, but it is like just like a heavy, very feeling throughout all of it. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not glamorous and flashy. It's really just
dark.
I fucking hate saying dark and gritty because that's just so it's overused. Everybody loves to throw that around.
Yeah.
Oh, this is dark and gritty. Whatever else. I don't know. Tortured, I guess we can say.
There you go.
It's like tortured and heavy.
My go-to is grimy.
Grimy. Yeah, just filthy.
And just check the background in the shot. I want to point this out too. So he's inside from the rain, the quote unquote rain of Gotham. But it's dark. Like, he's got to have lights. Like everybody else who's been dry and on the inside, there's been daylight, right?
That's
Again,
interesting. Yeah.
no idea what it means, but I just noticed it. Yeah, we can go.
That right there, that's
Love it.
dope, dude.
This overhead shot.
Yeah, because I mean, when I saw it the first time with you on Saturday, I was wondering what the hell this was, and going back and watching it and pausing it, it's clearly, I mean, Bruce is trying to put all the clues together,
Yeah.
and like he's that, like a detective has all the photos like pinned up on the walls and like
Yeah.
the string that connects everything together. That's exactly what he's doing, just on the floor. He has no shirt on. He's just fucking just he's just living in it. But I'm sure we're gonna get all those clues throughout the movie. Like the one on top where it says "No More Lies" in Coulson. That's where, from the first trailer where it's taped
Yeah.
all over his face. So we've seen that one. The Sins of My Father. Maybe they start to explore that there's something corrupt with the Wayne family. Because
Yeah.
that was also one of the storylines in the Court of Owls theme. That was exactly what that was. So maybe the Waynes aren't as awesome as they are always portrayed to be.
Yeah.
I don't know what savage means, but there's a lot of photos around that one.
Yeah, and honestly, like going back to 7, if you guys haven't watched the movie, it's this killer kills people based on the 7 deadly sins. So when I saw Savage, I was like, fuck. So maybe that there's got to be a character with the name Savage, because there's Mitchell, Coulson. Mitchell and Coulson are two, like I think, I don't know if it's the DA in this one, but they're two. Basically, he's killing a lot of the city like controllers, it seems like. So Savage is either somebody's name, or it's just that murder was particularly brutal. Some other things I wanted to point out here. This yellow tape, I was like, so this is a crime scene. And you can zoom in to his hand. I'm not gonna try that again, but you can zoom in and he's got white paint, bro. So this is like he took over a fucking crime scene. Obviously, he's been here a while. He's got like no shirt. He fucking laid out, photos. Maybe the photos were already laid out, but he brought in fucking house lamps and shit. And he's kind of set up shop, dude, and like he's holding the white spray paint, so he's writing this shit. So it's like,
how does that work?
yeah, and he's
The
writing.
the fact that Bruce Wayne, without the Batman suit on, is just standing there with his shirt off in a fucking cold tunnel or wherever the hell it is, and it's just working it out like that. I don't know, man. That's crazy. I can't even picture what this even is. Or like where it is and in what context. As a shot by itself, it's really cool. But I can't picture the context with that this is happening in. I just assumed this was in the Batcave and he was just working it out.
Dude, yeah, and that brings me to another point too. So again, we see the star of the show, the good guy. He's in from the rain, but he looks like he's fucking underground. It's dark as shit. There's no daylight. We know his back cave is a old train terminal.
Yep.
Which kind of brings it. It's like, okay, how is he able to set up shop in a train terminal? It's like so the train isn't being used, but we see a train stop that's outside in the rain. So it's like, okay, they somehow decided to not use an underground tunnel where everybody can be dry. They got a new train stop, forced people outside, and where it's fucking raining 90% of the time. So
I think I read the train station or the tunnel to the stop it was owned by the Wayne, so it's like blocked off to everybody, which is why he's using it.
Bro, and that ties into this. So the whole sins of my father thing, and Court of Owls is basically, the Court of Owls is like a corrupt elite. So it's like, okay, so was Wayne part of the corrupt elite? Once they died, they went overboard, and this train tunnel system that he was trying to do, which seems good to keep people out of the rain, they totally, the corrupt elite changed it, forced people out into the rain, and that kind of goes with this. I was thinking renewal is a lie. So it's like kind of like you know, the dark side or ugly side of gentrification, where it's like, you know, this, if this corrupt elite is secretly in power and they're trying to renew the city by, you know, they mask it as a renewal, you know, and they, one of the things they did that we know of is change it from a dry train station to forcing people outside in the rain. You know, that's not really that great. And then so it's like, you know, the city renewal plan is a lie. You know, this corrupt elite and these corrupt city officials that the Riddler's taken out, you know, they were really bad guys. And so I'm like, is this the Riddler trying to walk back Batman into realizing, you know, that everything that he's fighting for is corrupt? All these people he thinks are good that are dying, you know, because of these games that the Riddler's playing, those people are all actually corrupt. And I'm thinking they're corrupt elite city leaders, which is right up the alley of Court of Owls. And to drive it home, this is another fucking bird's eye view shot, dude.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, it's tying in. Is that where you were going?
Yeah, man.
Okay, cool. Okay, I did have a clue.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, you're right. I do think that, see, when it says renewal is a lie, that's also like you could be up for re-election, like the mayor.
Yeah.
So you know he trying to get him out by murdering him, but you know he's not all these people aren't who they say to be, and I think Batman will figure that out at some point, and then obviously Riddler's going about it in the wrong way, but
Yeah.
he's ultimately, maybe he ends up being just a really screwed up anti-hero, which would be a really different take on it.
Yeah. And I think he's trying to show Batman the light, especially here with, you know, Batman literally in the center of this whole thing. And I'll kind of tie that in after, you know, at the end here.
What happens to me?
It's only gonna get worse for you.
Bro. Sorry,
I love that this is the first time finally that it's realistic that, you know, the black eyeshadow it's gonna be there when he takes his mask off.
Yeah.
Every single Batman movie, when he takes his mask off, then it's just clean on the very next scene. As soon as he takes it off and lifts it up, it's just clean, right? And I always thought that was super silly. Even when I was a kid watching, I think the first time was in Batman Returns, at the end of the movie, when it's the fight scene with the Penguin and Catwoman, and you know her mask is like all cut off and everything, and he goes and he starts ripping his off, and like it's black, right? It's black, and then as soon as it comes up and it's just clear. And I always thought as a kid, I was like, man, that's weird looking, because they just don't expect that. And everybody with Christian Bale, Ben Affleck, when as soon as they take their mask off, is just regular. So I love that. Feels real. This feels more realistic.
And he looks like a nut job, bro. Like
like he's been doing heroin for 45 days straight.
Yeah, I would stay away from
him.
him.
In a trash can.
Yeah, exactly, dude. And I honestly thought too, because I paused it when I was taking notes on the left here. To me, it almost looks like LOL, which I think may be a callback to all the other ones when they take it off. It's just clean. I was thinking, but I highly doubt they have that kind of control.
Yeah, probably not.
But I did want to add in here too, really quick, when Robert Pattinson did the screen test for who's the director, Matt
Reeves.
Yeah, for Matt Reeves. So he had Robert Pattinson put on he put on Val Kilmer's Batman suit, right?
Yes. Yep.
And so he did his scenes and shit, and then he said when he took it off, and you saw the black makeup, and like, you know, Matt Reeves was creepily watching Robert Pattinson kind of clean it. He was like, okay, like this is it. Like, you know, this is the gritty, you know, side of Batman that he wants to show. So I just love that he made it a point to have this in the film.
Yeah, man. And I don't know why it took so long to get that figured out. I mean, Christopher Nolan is really, like, the one he did was so grounded. They made it feel so real, like it could happen in our, you know, in our world, and like that would be the case. But I don't know if it's just because of actors not wanting to look weird when they take the mask off. Because you're right, he does look like a fucking crazy dude. Like he was eating old fucking pizza from a dumpster, and you know what I mean, coming down off a bender,
Yeah,
and
dude.
from behind a Motel 4. He's got that look to him, and like he smells too, and he probably does, but no, I know what you mean. Like it is cool that it's very, very realistic.
Yeah, 100%, man. And we can just move forward. I did think it was a nice contrast too to have this high tech video board, whatever it is, in the background.
Clearly he's not a hobo.
But once again, when he's dry, he's somewhere dark. It kind of looks like underground. So just a detail that they keep, hammering on.
Yeah.
It's only gonna get worse for you.
Dude, and
The way that they look at each other, they're just enamored by each other.
There's tension there.
Yeah, more
bro.
than that.
And once again, she's the only
It's only gonna get worse for you.
like unscarred face, bro. Like
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
and again, like she's dry and in daylight. Like it's just a weird detail that I kept picking up.
You know that whole thing about it was like a big deal that people were like, because he was down, and I guess in the recent comic book series he was giving her head, and like there was that whole uproar about, oh, like Batman's a comic book character, and then like kids watch it and he's not supposed to be doing that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then DC came out and said no, he would absolutely do that kind of thing. Like they are into each other. It's the thing. They're so attracted to each other, and that's always been a thing in the comic books.
Yeah.
That's who it is. That's what the characters are. And so I'm glad that they're exploring that, because you can clearly see that in their face right there.
100%, dude. And then that moves us into this scene. Just replay it real quick. Let it play through.
Oh, so badass, dude. Look at that fucking shot. That looks just like the Penguin, like just like him.
Yeah, and we see those gauntlets, and the fact that and if you guys didn't know, Oswald Cobblepot is going to be the Penguin. I don't think he is here. He may not be in this movie. But dude, he's telling Batman to take it easy, bro. Like,
yeah, I love that they give him a New York accent.
Yeah,
and
it's
perfect.
Yeah, everything fits hella perfect. Once again, I don't believe that this is Colin Farrell. But dude, like he's all scarred up, he's all fucked up, and he's telling Batman to calm down. Bro, and that shit that I sent you to over the weekend about this being the real Batman, because he takes the bat and beats somebody with it.
he is Batman.
The Batman.
Literally.
Yeah. And this scene, it looks like a
face, dude.
It's insane.
Again, the eyes and everything, just really, really great.
It works so well. And so I was thinking about, what the hell is the context of this scene? And I was like, okay, it looks like a nightclub or some venue, but it's obviously like doesn't look like anything's happening. Maybe the lights, there's some shit going on, but dude,
if you keep going, you can kind of see. Where was it? It might have been before. But it makes sense because Oswald Cobblepot, he's got his nightclub that he runs. That's his base.
There we go, dude. So yeah, it's a nightclub, and like a nightclub in Gotham, dude, like hell no. Like you got to be super grimy to be all up in there, bro. Like
this is disgusting.
Yeah, and dude, how brutal he is in this shot is just nuts.
He's just owning them.
Yeah, I'm gonna let it play forward a little bit.
Take it easy, sweetheart. Hear everything they say.
Yeah. So it's definitely a nightclub with those other shots. And bro, he's beating the shit out of people once again, dude. Like, who knows if they're club patrons? Who knows if they're actual bad guys that did some shit? But yeah, it's.
I hope it's not regular people just going in there and just owning everybody.
Bro, maybe there was a clue, or maybe he's slowly descending into a bit of madness or something. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like we can't tell that much. It most likely is going to be bad people and just like a maybe in this elevated section, once again, dude, they're making height a thing. Like, it's an elevated section of the club
Sweetheart.
that he's beating people up, but he's walking right past people.
Walking through the club.
Yeah, but then upstairs he's beating the shit out of people.
They say
So I feel like it may be a metaphor for the elitists, metaphor, driving home the fact of like, what was that quote that was written on the ground? But I was thinking that was kind of a gentrification, kind of the Gotham's elite, which ties into, the court, was it Court of the Owls?
Yeah, the Court of Owls.
Yeah, Court of Owls. So
Yeah.
ancient.
Yeah, this is probably that same scene.
yeah, or which makes sense. She works at the club,
Great
but
shot.
she's in disguise with a wig on. But
Yeah.
dude, look at this shot too. This feels like the same building that's under construction, but
Probably the same building.
what an insane shot. And we finally had, it's Batman by himself, I think, with sunlight, so maybe he's starting to see this shit.
Yeah, I actually read that that cityscape is the same. They're using the same technology that they use for the Mandalorian, with
Oh,
those
shit.
those giant like LED screens that are hyper realistic.
Yeah.
So that's what's happening there, which is cool. It's crazy. You can't even tell, man.
You can't
Looks
at
real.
all, dude. Yeah, it's unbelievable, and they got the lighting, the temperature of the lighting perfect.
Yeah. You can do shots that you can never do in real life, and it's just awesome.
Yeah, and you can, if you wanted to, you could totally make up that city. So,
Yeah,
I
at that
think
point you
it's-
can just do whatever the hell you want.
yeah, so it's awesome, and I really think him
Maybe we're
facing,
not so different.
as she says, we're not so different, and now they're both in the, maybe this is the same shot where she was there before,
I
but
think that's what that is.
yeah, so they're both in the daylight, except he's in the daylight as Batman. Like he's not in the daylight as Bruce Wayne. So
Yep.
this is like what he wants to do.
Exactly.
Who are you under there?
And
That's so sick.
it's super dope, dude. This next sequence, I had to
Oh,
pause it.
yeah.
I think that's him fighting somebody here.
Yeah, she's running away and he's fighting somebody.
Yeah, so
Somebody, it looks like they're getting him from behind, like they ambushed him. That meaning ambush him. Nobody's taking Batman from behind.
completely looks like he's getting him from behind. And that's why she's running away. The tension is gone. No, but dude, another big thing too in the Batman movies is how he falls and flies.
Yeah.
we had goofy capes where it's an actual like wing like apparatus. We have capes like I think they did a really good job on Ben Affleck's cape where it was heavily CGI, but it looked like scary, dude. It reminded me of Spawn, the way they did Spawn's cape.
Yeah, I love Spawn.
But yeah,
That's a really cool shot.
yeah, I thought it was
It almost looks like a real bat. It almost looks like real bat wings.
100%. Yeah, and the fact that it's definitely secondary. He's not like using it to help him like parachute down or glide.
Yeah, dude. That makes you feel like, man, his body's taking a fucking beating, dude.
Yeah, he's getting rocked. He's really feeling all those jumps, dude. And this leads in.
It's insane.
Yeah, and I'm glad. So you brought up Mandalorian and that technology. The dude who shot, who is director of photography, I think, same dude that did Rogue One and some of the Mandalorian episodes. So this is definitely his shit, and he kills it on these shots where it's only lit. The best example before this is Darth Vader's kill box scene in Rogue One.
Yep.
Where the whole scene's lit by his lightsaber and he's just massacring these dudes.
Yeah,
So,
they call it the Vader scene.
yeah, I'll let it play out. Yeah, this is it, dude.
Dude, what I love most about that is just that you, from the enemy's point of view, the villains, the bad guys, he just seems like an unstoppable force that like you can't take down, like a horror character, like somebody like Michael Myers or like Jason Voorhees or
Yeah.
just like big monsters that like you're shooting them and they just keep coming at you, and that just like strikes the fear in them. That's why people are afraid of him at nighttime. That's why criminals like don't go out and commit crimes, is because of that. Because like those stories get passed around.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh dude, like the Batman. Oh my god, he's like supernatural and he can't be killed and all this that, you know. So
Yeah,
it's really cool.
straight up legend. Like it's just the legend of like the Bat.
Yeah.
So fucking terrifying, dude.
I know.
And then, you know, he delivers this line.
Vengeance.
Fucking
Perfect.
dude. And then from here, you know, we get our first look in the Batmobile, which kind of for me personally confuses the like real world year. But I guess Bruce Wayne, you know, having tech and having, you know, billions of dollars, he could be advanced. But I'm just like, if he had a muscle car and he turned it into a Batmobile, like there should be more people with muscle cars. But all the other cars and vehicles and shit feel like they're in like 50s, you know, maybe early 70s, like late 60s.
Yeah, I think when Matt Reeves did the introduction for the trailer last year, he made it. He was like, "So we wanted to build a Batmobile that like Bruce Wayne could build himself in a garage. Just do it by himself, piece things together one at a time, and something that is believable, which is why it's not this giant tank like the last
Yeah.
movies that we've seen. It's more plausible that some normal guy can go and build it out himself and just soup it up and upgrade it. I don't know, like it remains to be seen what kind of weapons that'll be on that thing, if there are any weapons, or unless it's just a car to drive around. But you know, we'll see. We see like coming up in some of the other shots, like what it's capable of doing.
Yeah, that definitely, you know, sells the fact that it's definitely home built. Like it feels fucking home built by a
We know
maniac
that.
who doesn't sleep, dude.
Yeah, yeah, he doesn't sleep ever. Dude, the profile on it is just awesome.
Yeah, it's
That side profile when it was driving,
see if I can get it here. Yeah.
boom.
Fucking
The wheel,
sick.
oh, that face too. Look at his fucking face. He's just angry. He's angry.
The fact that you can pause any shot and he's like not slacking, it's like, okay, dude, he acted his ass off.
He's got one eye half closed, one eye is open.
Yeah, it's fucking
The snarl in the face.
yeah, he's pissed, dude. And
He is always pissed.
we see here.
And again, like, dude, if they took that away and just had the wide eyes, it wouldn't be the same. I don't think.
No,
You know, well, so it would be the same technology that they use for the Deadpool eyes, because you know it shows like the expressions changing,
motion
like,
and expressions. Yeah,
Yeah,
that it,
I feel like this hits harder, especially with the way he's an amazing actor, so he's selling it hard.
yeah, and I feel like that would take away the seriousness for sure. It works with Deadpool because he's so goofy and expressive, but
Yeah.
Batman's just dead serious. Dude, and
That
know,
thing is sick.
so we get the shot, and then we get
That
this, bro. How is this not like you know? It feels like you're flying like a flying bird, real quick. So I'm
Yeah,
like,
so if you see him, you know how it's like he's wearing a giant jumpsuit or something. It's definitely not just the cape. You know, it's like
Yeah.
a flying suit. It almost looks like a flying squirrel.
yeah,
Do you know how like that whatever they use for what's it called, dude? Is it paragliding? Is that what it is?
oh,
You know where it looks like they're wearing the flying squirrel suit and then they just jump off a rock and just kind of like glide to the floor?
yeah. I forget the actual term for it, but yeah, those people that like, you know, it's like 130 miles an hour and they're like skimming the side of a cliff, but you know,
Yeah,
or
and there's
cityscape.
like a parachute on it too, but like once you
Yeah.
hit the parachute, you stop. But otherwise, you're just gliding in this flying squirrel suit, and I think
Yeah.
that looks exactly like what that is.
100%. Yeah, I think you're right on the money on that one. This looks like, you know, it's the police. So if the police, yeah, so if they're trying to gun him down, and then we're in this weird voyeuristic view that would only be obtained by a bird, I'm like, dude, so somebody's trying to play, to me, this is what it means. Somebody's trying to play Batman, frame him, maybe further along as he's trying to put the clues together that the Riddler's setting him up for.
Right.
So I'm like, holy shit, dude, is the Riddler trying to help Batman discover something bigger, like the Court of Owls, you know, where possibly, you know, the Court of Owls doesn't want him to go, so they frame him in some way. And we'll see a clue of that in the later part of the trailer. But I'm like, dude, that would be fucking nuts if the Riddler was kind of like an anti-hero.
That would be crazy. That would be really interesting and definitely a fresh take on it.
Yeah.
That's a long fucking way from Jim Carrey playing himself in green tights.
100%, dude. We can let this play out just for a little bit.
Yeah, dude, that's totally it. I don't know what it's called. It's not hang gliding. I think it's called paragliding.
I think you're right, dude. Paragliding.
But that's totally it.
Yeah, and so
Again,
here,
look at it again, dude. It's got that fishbowl look on the sides where it's like almost curved in.
oh yeah, you can see the silhouette right there.
Yeah, dude.
That's gotta be it, and that's the kind of shit they do when they're wearing those things. You know, they go close to buildings at like 80, 90 miles an hour. But yeah, just to back it up really quick, dude, these cops are trying to capture him. You know.
Yes.
They have their guns drawn. They're running after him. That guy even jumps on there, close to falling off the edge. So it's like he had to be framed for some terrible shit for the quote unquote, law in Gotham City to be chasing him down. So it's like either he's framed or maybe there's corruption inside the police force that are just bringing down the rules, which was also, I think, part of Court of Owls, just for me looking into it and trying to study it.
It looks like a bat right there, like in that corner when he had it paused.
Yeah, and
what is that? I want to know what's going on here, dude. Whatever this is.
Yeah, and bro, the way, just thinking about it, so they gave us that shot where it was kind of like a drone or helicopter. That's kind of how like a fucking owl moves. And then he's jumping off a building and gliding, which is like what a fucking bat does. So I'm like, bro, if all this is not Court of Owls, then they did a really great job of leading you astray. And then, once again, another bird's eye view shot, dude. Like they used it so many times.
And even if it's not have to do with that, it's still just excellent, filming and just the scope and like that, having a shot so well thought out, and like that's the best angle for that particular shot, like just goes to show you how awesome Matt Reeves is and how well thought out his vision is.
Absolutely, dude. It's beautiful. The whole thing is beautiful cinematography, dude. And yeah, like you said, dude, what the hell is going on here? Just this massive, looks like massive cop cars. Obviously like a Capitol building of some sort. It looks like a black like bus, dude. So some shit went down.
It almost looks like the scene from earlier when Bruce Wayne was standing in front of, it might be the courthouse, because there was all those pillars at the front. And
if it's a funeral, if it's a funeral of like a elected official or like somebody who's involved, like DA, somebody who's in like a city control position, oftentimes they'll have a procession, at the courthouse or something. So you're probably right.
Well, I don't know
dude.
if you remember, dude, from the other trailer, of when I guess there was a car that crashed through during the middle of the funeral and it hit the wall, and they said the note was from the guy said to the Batman.
You're right.
That's probably what that is. It's a crime scene now because there's crazy shit just happened.
Yeah, and that that bus looks like it barged in. So it's whether it's a bus or like the car we saw in the other trailer. I think you're right. So this is probably the scene of the next, not the next victim, like because this trailer's covered a lot of shit, but one of the victims. I think this is the same scene, dude. So this it's just news coverage as it's going on. All right, I'm gonna let it play.
What's black?
Fuck, that is the coolest shot ever, dude. I know we're really going deep here, like frame by frame, but that is like the coolest shit I've ever seen.
Yeah,
We've never seen like he just looks torn up. I wonder if
dude.
that's at the end of the movie or like what's going on. But like
Um,
the final battle, look at the eyes.
yeah, and we are going super deep and super slow, but dude, this scene I feel like gives away a fuck ton. So he's now in the light. It looks like it's natural lighting, like he's outside. He's fucking covered in muds, grit, trying to dig. When you dig shit up outside, like you get fucking dirty and muddy and grimy. He looks like he just found some shit out, dude. And he's looking up. He's looking directly up, bro. So, like, man, like this, like he's looking up at a fucking owl or some shit, dude. He's looking up at some type of corruption. I feel like he's just discovered some shit.
Whatever he's looking at, that is not somebody I want to be looking back at.
Yeah,
He
dude.
he's very upset.
Oh shit. Yeah, it's a beautiful scene, and we never
I've
see.
never. Go ahead, dude.
I was gonna say we never see like a dirty, grimy Batman. Like we don't see it.
Yeah, never. That's why it's so cool and interesting.
Black and blue.
God, it's just pummeling him away.
Yeah. Just to
And
back
even
it-
even the look on her face too. She's terrified. That's
Yeah.
cool. Serial killer live streams.
Yeah, and so a little streamception here, but yeah, this is definitely pulled from Zodiac, which I've also read online that some people use the same code breaking I guess process that they kind of illustrated in the movie Zodiac, which was based off of the Zodiac killer in the Bay Area in like the 70s, I think. They used that to decipher some of the code on the other trailer, bro. So it's like this is direct pull from Zodiac. He looks like him because a lot of people describe the Zodiac killer as wearing a mask and then wearing glasses on top, which is, dude, quite the look.
Look at his fucking eyes. He looks like a psychopath, dude.
Yeah, and the fact that he's live streaming it is fucking brings it to a whole nother level, dude. It's
I that is probably the thing I'm most excited about is because I fucking love Paul Dano. He's
Yeah.
such a really good actor. I don't know if you've seen him in anything, but he's been in some awesome movies.
honestly like his name doesn't ring a bell, but let me look at
So I would recommend watching Prisoners. Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal are in that movie.
okay.
He plays a psychopath in that movie. Somebody deranged,
Very-
and that's when you're like, oh, okay, so like he can play this person.
You could see it.
He's also played Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys. The movie is called Love and Mercy. That was a really, really, really good movie too.
Damn.
So I mean, he's been in a lot of things. Let There Be Blood. He's in that. He's really good.
Oh my
He's
gosh.
just really, really well versed actor, and he's one of my favorite actors. So I cannot wait to see him play this.
Damn, I'm way behind. I gotta catch up again.
Definitely Prisoners. I would watch Prisoners first.
Okay. Dude, and honestly, I think this might be like a throw off. Because so far all of his murders have been planned.
Yeah.
So it's like he's not really like a live person. Like when I say that, like he's not somebody who likes to do things like live television or like live streaming. Like all of his shit's like pre-planned out. Maybe this looks like a live stream and then Batman realizes it's a recording. I don't know, but I just thought it was interesting. And if he is live streaming it, dude, definitely some psychopath serial killer like shit.
Can't wait, man. I can't wait. It's gonna be so good.
Yeah. Let's go for it.
Yeah, there we go again.
Bro.
And the look on her face, she's terrified because he's just beating the shit out of whoever he's beating the shit out of.
Yeah, and dude, if she's Catwoman here already, it's like, so she's seen some shit. She's been involved in some stuff, but it's like she's scared of him. This is like almost the same look when you see super machismo guys like out with a girl, and then like they either get super heated like with another dude or super heated at like a sports game or some shit on TV. This is the look of the girl like that's with them. She's like, oh fuck, like I don't know if I like this dude anymore. I might
It's
be
just
terrified of
exactly.
him.
It's the look of somebody that's taking something too far, and you were not expecting that to, like, you didn't think you knew that side of somebody,
Yeah,
and you're like, whoa, like red flag. I need to take a step back here.
yeah, yeah.
'Cause
The whole
he was probably like one punch away from beating this dude to death. The way that
Yeah.
it looked.
100%, dude, and yeah.
Is there any way you could slow that so that you can do like the half speed or whatever?
Oh, let's see.
Yeah, maybe like 0.5 or 2.5. But
I'm gonna say just
yeah, let's see.
and then roll it back.
Yeah, just a little bit. The pain and the anger and the violence in his face. Good God.
Yeah, dude, look
Dude,
at that.
Look at his face.
Yeah,
He's
fucking
I'm
pissed.
trying to murder you, whoever you are.
Yeah, he's done.
I
Like,
wonder if that's the Riddler. Like they at the end they finally get him and he's just kicking the shit out of him.
it could be, and like if spoiler alert, like if you guys haven't seen 7, the ending is fucking phenomenal. Where the seventh sin is wrath, and so Brad Pitt's character, who's been the detective in the whole film, takes out the killer because he is super pissed. And I don't know if you've seen it. Have you seen the movie,
Yes.
dude? So yeah,
Recently, actually, funny enough, I saw it last year for the
Oh,
first time.
perfect,
No.
dude.
No, I saw it this year. It was like springtime.
Oh, okay.
I saw it in spring for the first time in my life.
Wow.
And I know I was way behind, but it was awesome.
Yeah, such a good movie. And yeah, so he invokes this kind of like feeling. I feel like it's the same thing as Brad Pitt's character, where like he is just super mad and is taking it all out. So I think you're right. I think this is going to be revealed to be Riddler, and this is where Batman almost takes it too far. Because that's a whole nother thing too. Is you kind of got to build this line with Batman where he almost crosses the line of killing people, but he doesn't.
Sure. I think that's what this is going to be exactly. Especially, because him and Selena have a really off and on relationship. They can't be with each other for one reason or the other. He can't be with her because she consistently just breaks the law all the time. And like this could be an instance of her not wanting to be with him because clearly the man has some serious issues that he
Yeah.
needs to work through. But also you're right. He needs to. This is going to be the movie when he learns because he's still figuring out how to do this, and he figure like, is he going to cross the line? Is he not? I bet you he's either going to come close to crossing the line until it, or crosses it in this movie. I don't know. Maybe he takes it too far, and then that's the thing that
He's like,
really
okay,
like shows him I can't go that far ever again.
that's the line. I see it. Let me step back.
Yeah, it's the line when I'm not going to kill them, but they're going to be in a coma for the rest of their lives. They're going to be in a vegetative state. That's
Yeah.
the line.
Jesus, dude, and just to drive home that I think it's a Riddler. This whole scene is kind of lit with like an eerie green lighting. It looks like it's post production, but it's definitely the green being the Riddler's color. Like,
Just crawling back from him, like, get away from me.
yeah, she is scared, dude. She's like, whoa, like this dude's on some deep crazy shit. So keep it going, bro.
That's great too. Everybody's just taking a step back. I wonder what they're seeing.
Yeah, and it's another look of terror. It's like, police trying to protect all these people on the right. This dude's obviously the main focus right in the middle.
That's Commissioner Gordon.
It is? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, dude, he's obviously, front line witnessing some crazy shit, which maybe this is the moment where he's like, oh, I don't know if I can trust the bat, or this is definitely going to be a defining moment. That could be where right before the police chase him up that tower. So
Yeah, I can't wait to see what it is. But it's cool that they all collectively took a step back because they were a little nervous about what they're seeing. We don't even. It could be something else. It could be, not Batman, but
Another body or some shit.
other, yeah, something.
Bro, he is torn up.
He's fucked up.
Yeah.
And that's early on in his career too.
Yeah, dude. And they're scarred over, so he's done it a while and he's still deciding to do it, but he's grimy for sure.
All over.
Bro.
That's cool. Whatever that is, it looks like I assume that that's police and that he's leading the charge to. I don't know if they're looking for somebody that's been missing or what's going on, but at this point, you would think that they trust him a little bit. So maybe that's towards the end.
Dude, yeah, and so they trust him a little bit, and I was like, damn, another bird's eye view shot. He's bringing, people, literally bringing people, into the spot with light. So he's like holding the torch.
Right.
And then I feel like this is actually right before the, and this looks like a swampy, muddy spot, like underground.
Yeah.
So I feel like this might be right before that mud shot where we see him just totally caked in mud.
I wonder if like there's an explosion, it's a trap, and then all the cops die, but he makes it out, and he's just like he's covered in mud.
Yeah, it could be an attempt to kill him to bury whatever secret he's trying to unearth.
Literally. And figuratively.
All right, let us play it again.
See
Bruh.
you in hell. That's dude. See, that could have been that literal shot.
Yeah.
Underground, with the red
hell-
light.
Dude, and tell me, like, that does not look like any of the other clues we've seen in the other trailer or this trailer. Doesn't look like anything the Riddler's wrote. And he's got latex gloves on, so I'm like, okay, it's a cop or Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, so is this like a setup, for Batman or some shit? Because it's like it doesn't follow anything the Riddler's doing besides it being green.
Yeah.
So I
Weird.
thought it was super weird.
Yeah, I don't even know what.
And
It's just a cool shot.
yeah, dude, and I noticed this too. So
Yeah.
I think this is the car from that first trailer, right?
It is. Yep, that's the
And-
same exact car.
Once again, I haven't gone back and broken down that trailer, but it says DOA, so like dead on arrival. So it's like, okay, so that dude was set up to die, like whoever it was with the thing strapped to his chest, which I'm thinking we're seeing is exploding right now.
And even so, look at that. I know he's got a bulletproof fucking vest on, or armor, but that I'm sure that he probably got messed up from that one.
100%, dude. Yeah, he's feeling that for sure.
Yeah, so there you go, right there. See the green TVs? I feel like that's an ending shot, like wherever Riddler is, there in his base or lair or whatever the fuck he is.
Yeah, that could be his live streaming setup. Like, we got our kitchens and our rooms, and he's got a whole base.
In the Arkham games, it's like that. Like in his lair, he's got set up these traps, and the green obviously is the dead giveaway for the theme, but there's like these TVs that have clues playing. She looks concerned on her face, so whatever she's saying, maybe I don't think it's going to look too good for Batman at that point.
Yeah, it's I feel like this is a continuation of her being terrified of him. Like maybe she just saw him like chuck somebody out, like view stories up or some shit. So I feel
he's about to walk into or has walked into some serious shit.
That's true. Yeah. Let this play.
Again with the intense face.
Yeah, that little ramp up before the explosion.
Screaming.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, he was pissed.
Dude, he just,
Yeah, and that's Cobblepot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's some type of setup.
No, you didn't. Did you notice that? If you go back a second, you see his cape flapping out in the back? A little bit before that.
Yeah.
Which I thought was awesome.
I thought that was a nice shot too, like in between the headrest.
He's like, oh my god. Yeah.
He can't believe the mirror.
All right, you'll see the
Yeah.
cape on the left side.
Yeah,
Yeah, in the back. Keep going. Just flapping away.
yeah, that was a nice touch.
It's hard to see it when you watch it full speed, but it's there.
Yeah. Bro, yeah. No, doesn't care about this dude's life at all, for sure. Yeah, and there's another confusing thing. I'm like, okay, so this car looks like it's like late 2000s, so it's maybe it's just showing like the elite of elite. Like this dude's got enough money to buy a car that's like early 2000s when it's like 1960. I have no idea. I
think the movie's set in present day, if I'm not
okay.
mistaken.
Okay, so
Well,
it's
it
just,
has to be because he's live streaming.
that's true. That's true. That's a good point,
They
dude.
figured out live streaming in the 60s, and he's fucking crazy smart.
That's a good fucking point. Okay, so I take all that shit back.
That's like a crazy shot, dude.
Yeah, and
Incredible.
yeah, and it's you know, this is one of the no-nos unless you know what you're doing, but like to totally reverse a shot from, you know, 1 second totally upside down to behind the dude and right side up, like it's meant to be disorientating. So this is for sure like you're meant to be like, what the hell's going on? And so maybe this is like Batman's reveal that he knows like just how, you know, the corruption's going. He knows like this isn't just an innocent, you know, dirty looking club owner.
And again, he's walking towards him like a hunter.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned earlier, like Michael Myers. You know, he's always walking. Jason Voorhees is always walking. They're meant to see him as some sort of like, you know, scary entity that's just coming after them and never stops coming after them. And like that's what it shows. He's just
100%.
walking towards him.
Yeah, just like he's stalking his prey, dude. Like I was saying in the beginning with the whole, you know, Court of Owls thing, you know, with Batman. And I'll talk about it more in a second. But you know, I feel like Batman stalks his prey down in this movie, dude, and it's like he's just kind of like ruthless in that point where it's not enough to intervene when crime's happening, but like he'll find you, he'll find crime. Dude, and I don't know if you noticed too, but did you notice the audio, like the Batman theme with him walking, kind of reminded me of something else.
That's a whole thing we haven't even talked about yet. Is the score is fucking impeccable for this. I love the new theme for this.
Yeah, and the so adding up that scene of like the Darth Vader kill box scene, you know, with the gun being the only light, and you know, knowing that director of photography did some Mandalorian and Rogue One. Dude, this theme sounds like the Imperial March, and then with the shot of him walking, this is like evil walking up, dude. Like this sounds like the Star Wars, you know, dun, 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 dun. Like if we just listen to it real quick, it sounds, you know, sounds on that same level of like, oh shit, like this is some evil ass dude.
Yep. So good.
Yeah, and then,
dude, what a fucking awesome outro,
bro. And
so the shot, right? If you just like a few frames back. So upside down, right? What does that look like to you?
yeah, he's the bat. Yeah,
the bat hanging from upside down, and then you know you see the cape flapping, like where it's starting to go out to spread out to be his wing, and then as soon as you push play, you'll see that the bat shows up in the middle of it to complete the other side of it.
Yeah,
just brilliant, like put like trailer and like editing stuff together. That's fucking awesome. What just happened?
Yeah, it's brilliant, you know, iconography and just extremely talented and brilliant, you know, shots, dude. And it's amazing. This film's gonna be beautiful. But yeah, man, I don't know. It looks the most like comic accurate. You know, the red and black motif I think is gonna be huge and make it, you know, keep this grimy feel. It looks beautiful, dude. What do you think?
Yeah, man. I mean, to say that I'm excited is probably like an understatement. like crazy, right? Like I cannot. I've been waiting. We've been waiting for so long for this to come out. It's been delayed so many times for the pandemic. It was supposed to have come out this year, in March, and it didn't. And now we have to wait till next March. So it got pushed back a whole year. I was really, really disappointed with that, as I'm sure everybody else was. But just it's finally almost here. We're almost in March. I mean, it still kind of feels like a long time away, but now we have this amazing trailer to watch a billion times until the movie comes out. Um, can't wait. I mean, everything we've already said everything we had to say. I think throughout this whole trailer. Um, there's nothing more to say other than I'm just so fucking ready to watch this movie.
Yeah, same here, dude. And Patelosaur, hopefully you're still there. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for hopping in chat. Glad you saw it on my Instagram. Yeah, dude.
Thanks.
Before I dive deep with my conspiracy theory, do you have any theory, or did you anything else you want to kind of share or go over what you think's going on?
Well, I think the biggest one was what one we already touched on was that like if there is going to be some sort of special reveal, it's going to be that maybe the Riddler isn't as bad as we think that he's going to be. Which is why they're not showing much of him in the trailers, because they don't want anybody to come to that conclusion, because that would be a huge reveal, right? In person, when you get to watch it. So I mean, that was always been my number one. I would like to say though, because they already have greenlit a second movie for this. They're already building a world around this stuff.
Yeah.
If I don't know if you saw the HBO Max shows that have gotten greenlit, which is the Gotham PD show,
Yeah.
which they said that there's going to be just appearances from everybody, so it's a whole world, right? So Rob Pattinson's probably going to make an appearance or two in the show, which is so cool that they believe in this so much that they were like, yes, let's do that, and let's do whatever you want, Matt Reeves. You can do whatever you want with this because this is going to be so great.
Yeah, and that's amazing, dude. And I love when movie actors tie into TV shows and TV shows tie into movies. Like that's my jam, dude. It just makes sense. And
Yeah.
It's kind of insane that they're gonna try and do it with DC, because I feel like DC's strong point is they don't care too much about how these stories tie in. Like we were saying, they have Batcar, and it's like, okay, so how does Batcar play like with Batman? Is it just complete, multiverse madness? But then some of it makes sense and some of it's related. Like somehow they make it work, and I think it's just based off of being entertaining, and knowing their audience for certain things. So that'll be super cool.
Holy dude. What this feels like to me, because there's, we get the Riddler, we're getting a Penguin, we're getting Catwoman. This feels like to me, so it can go one of two ways, right? When movies do this, it's either you're jamming too much into one movie and it's not enough and you're rushing through it and we don't like it. Which case in point is Spider-Man 3 from the Sam Raimi days, when they tried to shove in Hobgoblin and Sandman and Venom, which is just terribly done. I didn't like it at all.
They just tossed them in there.
Yeah, they just threw them in there. Like, fuck it, we're just gonna throw them in there. Or if you do it in such a way that makes sense. Okay, so I guess one of the big things is Batman the Animated Series. You can have an episode about one villain, but like they would roll in multiple villains in an episode. And keep in mind, it was only 30-minute episodes, right? But because the world was established and it felt cohesive, you can have multiple villains just kind of show up and show out and just kind of make an appearance and come out. And it never felt like too much. Because this feels like a world that's getting built, you could have, a Two-Face walking in and playing a small part, but ultimately, like, he gets stopped by Batman and gets thrown in jail. But he's not even the main piece of the episode. He's just like a small part that just kind of comes in and just makes an appearance. But it's the world that you're focused on. So if the world is built and everything feels glued together, then you could have multiple villains come in and out.
Yeah,
and it doesn't feel crowded.
Yeah, they just walk in and out of the story and the timing, the world, dude. That is awesome. Yeah, if they build a world around this, it's gonna be so sick. Dude, and that kind of goes into my crazy conspiracy theory. So, like I brought up, I do think it's gonna be Court of Owls based, and I do think that Riddler is gonna be kind of this anti-hero. trying to open up Batman's eyes that you know, it's the corrupt elite in Gotham that's the real bad guys. It's not, you know, it's the people who are forcing these people out into the streets, into the rain, that are the bad people, the people that he's killing.
Yeah.
I think, and this may be too much for this one movie. This you know, maybe a second or third movie down the line, but so the Court of Owls, you know, from what I've read and looked up into, they had these assassins that were kind of like, you know, if you're a Marvel person, it's kind of like a Black Widow assassin, where there's a lot of them, and they were called Talons. And if you look at the comic and the story, the Talons had the same fucking gauntlet that Batman wears throughout this film, dude. So I'm like, was Batman, or is Batman one of the Talons? And the Riddler's trying to open up his eyes and being like, look, dude, all these things and all these, you know, someone's called bad guys that you're going after, all the strings are being pulled by these elites who are, you know, the Court of Owls. And so maybe he realizes, dude, can you imagine if Batman breaks like that? Like, all this justice he thought he was bringing was really rigged up by all these other people above him. I just
especially if his family name was a part of that.
Yeah.
And you know, if he finds out that the Waynes were like corrupt and terrible, and they had a hand in putting all that stuff together, that's just he's gonna be conflicted, and we would have never seen anything like that before.
Yeah.
So that would be really interesting.
I think it'd be sick, dude. And let me see what else I put here. So just, yeah, and the fact that, you know, because I feel like the Court of Owls is such a giant thing to kind of tell. What was that? What are you sipping on?
What am I sipping on?
Yeah.
A little bit of Therapist.
Oh,
this
shit.
is Imperial Ipa, and it's 10.4%.
Wow. That
from Dust Bowl Brewing Company.
That go ahead.
Yeah, here.
Dude, that label, that label is spot on with Batman theme. It looks like it's just black and yellow. It's perfect.
Oh yeah.
This
is super good though.
I feel like this would be sick to kind of leave a little Easter egg about Court of Owls and then continue it in the show. Because I feel like that could easily be a season, just kind of like uncovering Court of Owls and who they are and what they are. And I feel like it's such a sick twist, you know, that it retconned itself into the old like Batman story that everybody knows. I feel like this is such a unique, cool take that it's got to be discovered on the big screen and, you know, in regular TV and streaming. So
it's that now it's not just regular TV anymore either. It's, you know, HBO Max you can build a world on a TV show.
Yeah.
You know, these hour-long episodes that are, you know, no holds barred. There's no restrictions. You don't have to worry about it being, you know, mature. Or what is it?
TV.
You know, they have like TV mature, but like, you can just do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
And so take the theme from this movie and just apply it to the TV show. And if you're continuing the story and all that, I know the Gotham PD is supposed to be set during Batman's first year. So, you know, this movie picks up in his second year.
Okay.
So in the first year, it'll be cool showing it from the police perspective, because there's going to be this flying bat going around town, beating people up, and they don't know what to think of it. It's going to be, it'll be real. Yeah, they don't even know if it's real.
Yeah.
So that'll be super interesting for sure.
That'd be super dope, man. Well, yeah, dude, I think that's all I got. You know, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for tuning in.
Thanks everybody.
Somehow we turned a 2-minute 44 trailer, you know, into a few hour stream here, but
how that worked. We just talked our ass off on
Dude,
we did frame by frame.
Yeah, I love this
frame,
stuff,
the
man.
color changed from green to yellow. What do you think that means? How does it make you feel?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun though.
We dug pretty deep, dude, but this is the kind of stuff I love. So hopefully you guys love it. Thanks, Batelsor, for being here. Thanks, Mel Machoff.
Thanks everybody who tuned in to watch us nerd out on some stuff that we really enjoy talking about.
Yep. and this has been Legion of Geeks. And look out for this. We'll try and put this one up on YouTube, but just keep in touch with us on Instagram. And yeah, looking forward to.
So
Yeah,
next week we'll have something special for you guys.
we'll be back here. So thank you guys. Peace out.
See you, everybody.